बुक नहीं है।
इतने भी वो तो लंबा है कितना?
Any other stanza can you remember?
एक मैं गा देता हूँ। मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप कोई कोई जाने, मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप कोई कोई जाने, मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप कोई कोई जाने। वेद वचन का मैं हूँ सृष्टा, वेद वचन का मैं हूँ सृष्टा, मन वाणी का मैं हूँ द्रष्टा।
Arup uses the chair where our Raji is sitting. I think that will be comfortable, so that people go and come and
मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप कोई कोई जाने, मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप कोई कोई जाने। जन्म मरण मेरे धर्म नहीं है, जन्म मरण मेरे धर्म नहीं है, जन्म मरण मेरे धर्म नहीं है, जन्म मरण मेरे धर्म नहीं है। पाप पुण्य कोई कर्म नहीं है, पाप पुण्य कोई कर्म नहीं है। मेरा अजन्म निर्लेप रूप कोई कोई जाने रे, मेरा अजन्म निर्लेप रूप कोई कोई जाने रे, मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप कोई कोई जाने रे। चंद्र सूर्य में तेज है मेरा, चंद्र सूर्य में तेज है मेरा, अग्नि में भी ओज है मेरा, अग्नि में भी ओज है मेरा। मैं अद्वैत स्वरूप कोई कोई जाने रे, मैं अद्वैत स्वरूप कोई कोई जाने रे, मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप कोई कोई जाने रे। तीन लोक का मैं हूँ स्वामी, तीन लोक का मैं हूँ स्वामी, घट घट वासी अंतर्यामी, घट घट वासी अंतर्यामी। ज्यों व्यापक आकाश कोई कोई जाने रे, ज्यों व्यापक आकाश कोई कोई जाने रे, मेरा सतचित आनंद रूप 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 कोई कोई जाने रे।
Should we start, Swami?
yeah. Rajiniji, come here. That's okay.
I just want to welcome all of you for this satsang. And we are so fortunate that Swami Ishatmananda is here with us. And this satsang was really not planned or anything. It was on the spur of the moment. And we are so fortunate and honored really, because it happened to be today, Holy Purnima Day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthday, and also our Gurudev's birthday too. So it was like everything came together, so I was very happy. And at the same time, Swamiji is going to give us some insight on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But at the same time, I also would like to let you know that one of our close devotee, Puja, and devotee, friend, daughter, whatever you want to call it, her graduation to it, we would like to celebrate.
MBA.
It's a big thing. Yeah, we would like to celebrate. She completed her master's from University of Chicago, working, getting married, working for the Vedanta Center, ashram and everything. At the same time, I also want to congratulate I never call you, huh?
Shilpi.
Shilpi, no, what's your real name? Shilpi only?
Yeah.
Okay. Shilpi. Okay. She got admission to medical school.
Oh.
So that's okay. This is our Gita group, and she's the daughter of the Gita group. Yeah. So we are very fortunate and very happy to be here. And today the holy Purnima day. So I put some holy colors there too. So when the program is done, please, I would like each one of you to go and put some color on Krishna show. Unke साथ ही तो होली खेलनी है. So please do that at the end when we do the pranams and everything. And now I would request Swamiji to give us some insight and bless us and enlighten us with.
What will be the time? 25 minutes, 30 minutes, something?
You are free, whatever time.
No, because people have to go back.
No, they will be happy, Swamiji. Yeah.
Most of them retired.
Okay.
30 to 40 minutes, that is okay.
Acha.
Yeah.
So let us, the prayer that you always do. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastashmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. At the outset, I congratulate the puja for a success, and also Shilpi, and I thank Rajini ji for organizing this very small but very, very wonderful meeting. And when I was coming down, I could hear from the gate itself, the bhajans are going on. You don't feel that you're in America, you're in Vrindavan. So always chanting is going on the Krishna. This conception of Krishna and also the avatars again and again coming to place us on that particular knowledge. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat. Samsara bandha. The samsara that is binding us. That is the one conception, and that is the reason all this religion. The religion, particularly the Hindu religion, always talks about the mukti, talks about the amritam. In the whole of the Upanishads, all the Upanishads, the 52 times the amritam, that word is coming. And the moksha 2-3 times only. What is that amrit? Amrit is the joy. How that joy can come? When you are free. What is that freedom? When we are not attached to anything, we are free. So this is the step by step we can analyze. Why we get attached? That is a question. So that is the mystery, and to solve that mystery again and again, the God himself comes down, takes the different form in different places, in different time, and try to explain it according to the situation of the society. And the 18th February 1486, in Nadia, is a part of Bengal, the province of in present India, there came Sri Chaitanya. But when he was born, his name was Vishambara. So one who can hold the whole Vishya, that is the Vishnu. That name was given. You know that in those days it was the system that after the birth of a child, one astrologer used to come and see the stars, and accordingly name was given. And that is the reason he got the name Vishambara. His mother used to call him as Nimai, because he was born under a tree, neem tree. So the Nimai. And the village women used to call him the Gaur, because his complexion was very fair complexion. As because he used to constantly say Hari, so Gaur Hari. As a small kid, he used to go on uttering the name, chanting the name Hari. So Gaur Hari. Then afterwards he became the Nimai. So our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is and his father was a great scholar. And he came from the present day Bangladesh, Sylhet, to Nadia. He is migrated to complete his education, Sanskrit education. Nadia at that time was a seat of learning. Like the Kashi, the Benares, Nadia was also very, very famous in Sanskrit grammar and Nyaya. So Nyaya Tirtha, it was the pilgrim center of the Nyaya. That is a debating. If you have to study the Veda, then you have to understand the Nyaya also. Without Nyaya, you cannot understand Veda properly. And they give the arguments why this world, why this creation, why people should try to realize God, and what is that Godhead. All these things it comes in the Nyaya Darshan. This is all philosophy. And this young boy, before him, nearly 8 daughters were born of that Nimai's the parents, Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi. And all they died in those days. That was very common. And 2 sons, before, I think 4 years before this Vishambara, that he also took sannyasa only at the age of 16 and left. So when Nimai was only 5 years old, and at the age of 5 they were supposed to go to school, the toll, they used to say, the Sanskrit schools, but his mother told no, he need not to study at all, because my previous son studied, came to know about God, so he has left, it is not necessary. So Nimai was waiting, and he became so naughty of the whole village. They started coming and requesting the parents, please send him to school. Otherwise, it has become so difficult for a 5 years boy and his friends. They are creating so much of problem for us. Every day they will be visiting different neighbors' house and creating a lot of problem. And when they are bathing in the Ganges, splashing the water, taking away their clothes, so all these things were going on. So they were forced to send him to the school. And when they reached over there, when he was admitted in the school at the age of 6, within 10, when he was 10, that means within 4 years, he completed the whole Sanskrit learning. Then when he was 20 years, he was erudite scholar. At the age of 13 or 14, he was married unto Lakshmi Devi, and afterwards he went to that East Bengal to visit her native place from where his father came. When he came back, he found that his wife is dead because of a snake bite, and he felt that this world is so temporary. That was the first time. Otherwise, he was already having his own school. A lot of students, they were admitted over there. He started earning a good money, and then also the respect in the society that was going on. And suddenly that shock, and he started thinking, why? So religion starts always with like the despondency of the Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. When a person is very happy, everything is all right, he sometimes thinks about God, but when they are in difficulty, so always think about God. And that is the reason sometimes the prayers are, please put me always in trouble, so that I can remember you, or else I may forget you. So that Nimai started thinking why, but again, because his mother was pestering and requesting, and constantly, because he was a great lover of his own mother, whatever mother said, he knew the mother is having no one except him. So whatever mother said, he always obliged, and he married second time. But his mind was not in the samsara. He went to Kashi, the Benares. There he took the initiation in the Krishna mantra. But the guru was from the Puri Sampradaya. That was a special thing. And this time when this man came back, he was no more an intellectual giant who used to have the fun defeating others in argument. Previously, Nimai, always very much proud of his own intellect, he used to invite people on debate and to defeat them and to have a lot of fun in that. Now he became so humble, and he constantly remembering the name of God, the Krishna, Krishna and Krishna. Whole thing was changing. People understood that something happened to him. The mother was also very much caution about him. Why this? And she wanted to stop all this. Don't take the name of God. You have to take care of your wife, you have to take care of your family. But Nimai told mother, it is not possible, because I have seen a beautiful Krishna, and now I cannot stop but seeing him. And he, so naughty, he once came, gave me the darshana, and when I want to see again, he is not coming. But I cannot but go on calling on him. So Nimai went on calling, and that prayer, the taking the name of Lord, purified whoever heard that name even. So different type of people started coming to him, somebody to challenge about that, somebody to joke about that, and the traditional Brahmins, they were not liking that Nimai is becoming so popular as a spiritual leader. So they complained to the Kaji. That was the Muslim regime that time. So they complained to the Kaji, the Muslim that was called the law maintainer. The Kaji called Nimai, saw him, talked with him, and got converted. And so many Muslims started chanting the name of the Krishna. So that was the power of holiness that was emanating from him. Sometimes some people, they doubt, is there any God? These are the characters, these are the personalities. Their presence proved that there is God. Why then the Muslim, who is supposed to, just like the Jews, they actually complained against the Jesus to the Romans, and they almost forced the king to punish Jesus. Similarly, they thought so-called Hindu leaders, because they were losing their popularity in the society, they wanted that Nimai should be punished and banished from here. But the Muslims also started accepting him, and that was the power. When the God's power manifests, it becomes like that. Nimai lived only 48 years, and 20 years, almost 50-50 in his life. So of that 24 years, he was there in as a householder, 24 years, and 24 years as monk. And when he took that monkhood, accepted the sannyasa life, he took that from a Bharati, again a Dasanami Sampradaya, Keshav Bharati. And he took with the permission of his mother. His mother used to cry, and naturally she told that I am not going to give the permission, just like the mother of Shankaracharya. And she again and again told, there is no one in this world except you. And you are leaving your wife over here, who is going to look after her? But Nimai told, I won't survive, I won't leave, I will die if you force me to stay here. Rather, give me permission. And I am promising that whenever you will call me, I will come. I may not enter into the house, from distance I will see you, talk to you. As a sannyasi is not supposed to go back to their houses. So that is the reason he took sannyasa. When the mother gave the permission, he offered his pranam at her feet, and he went around her, and then only he left. And there are stories that the person, the barber, who shaved his head, he threw all his things in the water and said, I am not going to do this type of thing again. And so many people, they came to see why he is taking sannyasa. But Nimai, apparently very calm and quiet, but inside he was very, very adamant, I am going to take it. Then the mother, Nimai's mother, Shachi Devi, told, you cannot go very far. At the best you can go up to this Jagannath Tirtha there, so that people used to go from there to Jagannath Tirtha. When they come back, I will get your information. And if necessary, even I can also go. In those days, they used to walk. And once in a year, all the people, they used to walk in a big group to Jagannath Tirtha. So I will go there also. You can also come. You should promise that you should not go anywhere else than that. So the Nilachala, or that became the main tapasya, the place of tapasya, place of austerity for Nimai. And very peculiarly, that particular place is called Kurma Pishta. Whenever one is practicing Shakti, they are supposed to practice that on a Kurma Prishta. That Kurma Prishta land was that particular place where Nimai stayed, and the room is not very big, small room, still it is there, that called Gambhira. Many of you perhaps already visited. I went there to the Gambhira. So that Nimai stayed there, and that place was also just like tortoise back. And that is a very, very holy place. He stayed over there. He used to go and see the Jagannatha and wrote a wonderful poem about Jagannath. And at the last line, again and again, he is repeating, you know that very famous line, Jagannatha Swami, what? Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. May, to me, O Jagannatha, the Lord of the universe, please reveal yourself every time, all the time. And afterwards, when people started coming to him, he selected them and made some of them sannyasins, like Rup, Sanatan, etc. The Rupa Sanatans, the two brothers, they were the ministers of the Muslim, the rulers. They left that job and came. And they took the Muslim names over there. They say, some people say they were Muslims themselves, converted into Hinduism. And some they say, no, they took the name of the Muslim because they were working with the Muslim Nawab. And they came and accepted him. And slowly, slowly, they resigned from their post and took the sannyasa, started staying with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave them the highest order of sannyasa life. You cannot do anything except constantly remembering God. And then you should have to realize God, and afterwards you can express about that. And these two, they did that. And the Vrindavan, all the places that we now know about, here was the Madhuvana, here was the place where Krishna used to come, all that was discovered by these two. It was a big jungle. No one knew what was where. These two went over there and they used to pray, they used to meditate, and they used to visualize, and this is the place where this thing happened. And immediately they used to mark like that. The same thing happened in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also. Afterwards, the lot many people, particularly from the low caste people, they accepted Vaishnava, that movement, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for them. They were living a very pathetic life in the society. From the administrators, the Muslims, they used to torture them, and so-called Hindus also constantly outcasting them, not accepting them. So that was going on and on. Then ultimately it happened that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave mainly stress to give them religion, and that is the reason, though he was a Vedantin sannyasin, he didn't talk about Vedanta. He never talked about the philosophy. He only said, only repeat the name of God, the Krishna, Krishna and Krishna, and I promise he will be totally purified only by uttering the name of Krishna. And to show them that how much ecstasy it comes, the joy it comes, he used to organize the Kirtan party. They used to go to house and they used to sing and dance in the courtyards of the people. And sometimes he used to, in a procession, he used to go with so many people. And hundreds and thousands they used to join without any discrimination. The Muslim, the Brahmins, the lower caste, all they joined. And a group of so-called religious leaders from the Brahmin caste, they never liked it. And obviously the rich people didn't like it. So the Brahmins and the rich people, they started telling that this is no religion. This is only for the lower caste people. They don't understand anything of the Shastras. They don't understand anything of the scriptures. So obviously they're simply chanting the name of the God and thinking that this is religion. Useless. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was showing actually a picture where the picture was drawn, where the Nimai and Nitai, another person, both of them, they were leading a procession of Krishna, this chanting Kirtan party, they used to say. You were singing that Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So they were and he told, see, look at this party, how intoxicated in the name of holy God. And that gentleman told, I know, sir, these people. I said, do you know? Yes. in Bengali he said they are chotolok. They are low caste people. Sri Ramakrishna told, oh my God, why you say like that? No, I have seen all people. Any Vaishnava, they are all from the low caste people. That was the condition when Sri Ramakrishna came. And that's why the God had to come once again in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. Once again Sri Ramakrishna took up this to spread the name. So as if he took that light from the hand of Sri Krishna. After 350 years, Sri Ramakrishna, the same way he used to dance and sing, and people understood that just by the name of Krishna, how much joy people can get. So that was the movement. Though most of the time he used to live in a very exalted mood, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he was a very good organizer. The people used to come to him, he used to understand who is. Then from there he picked up. There was a Abadhuta special condition of spiritual life. The person, he is not bound by anything. So there was an Abadhuta. He was very fond of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also was, though he was aged, he used to say that you are my elder brother. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to call him, and he used to say, you are my guru. So this was their relation. One day when he came to this to meet the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there, he took him in a corner of his room and said, I have a request to you. Request you? Just order me. You have to go and marry and settle as a householder. He said, I am already aged. I cannot do that. I don't like anything, the society that binding me. No. If the society is breaking, if there is no good families, where from the good souls will come? Please go back. The sannyasi cannot do that. It is forbidden for the sannyasins. But you can do it. Please go. So he went back, he married, and there were two sisters. They were so devoted. Both of them wanted to offer that we like to marry. So he married both of them, and they stayed that family life, how the husband and wife should live, and how the family should be the first. Also, we see the same thing in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. He didn't ask anyone to go and marry, but the married people who came, he taught them how to live. He himself married, and then showed how much respect they should have, husband and wife together. Then a wonderful family, a couple, a family will grow. We were studying the Vedas. We have completed the Veda in our Sunday lectures. There is a saga of the soul, a series of a lecture that I am delivering there. We have already studied, of course, just in the brief, Rig Veda, Samaveda, Atharva and Jaju. Every Veda is speaking about the high moral values that should be inculcated in the family life. So that is very, very important. Now here also we find the same thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he is collecting the sannyasi disciples like the Sanatana, Rupa, and is to sending them to find out and practice more and more spiritual power. So the people should have the faith in the life of the sannyasins, and observing the sannyasins, they should understand what a pure life should be. So that was the two things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never wrote any book. He only composed two things. One is Shiksha Ashtakam, the 8 stanzas, just out of his own, praying to the, and they called it Shiksha Ashtakam. Through those 8 stanzas of couplets, the poems, he is giving the teaching. And also Jagannatha Swami Nayanapatagami, that too. But afterwards, slowly, Jeev, Roop and Sanatana, they developed, they gave some explanations, and a philosophy that developed Achinta, Bheda, Abheda, Bad. Bada means the philosophy. Achinta means the something which you cannot conceive, or chinta. Chinta, which you can think, but there is something particularly about the consciousness which you cannot think. Why? Because our thinking capacity has limit. Unless we know something like name, form, time, space, causation, and all these things, you cannot think. So that is why they say there are only 5 things. 1, Brahma, Sat Chit Ananda, that is called, these 3 are the Brahma, and Jagat Rupa. Jagat means Nama Rupa. This whole Jagat is nothing but the Nama and Rupa. I went to Pittsburgh, and there one young lady came and she was asking, I gave the retreat over there on the happiness. So naturally in the happiness, 2 types of happiness. One is Jagat, Jagatic happiness. Another is spiritual happiness. The Jagatic happiness we all know, but all the time it is temporary, limited. Now this Jagatic happiness, let's say Nama and Rupa. Now she has written a big letter to me. What is Nama and what is Rupa? If Nama is Rupa, then why both? I could not read it properly. I told why I told that. Now I have to reply to that, and I have to go back because it takes a lot of time. Unless and until the basic conception is there, it is very confusing. The very simple thing is, without the Rupa cannot be recognized without Nama, name. The moment you see a star, immediately they give a name. The moment you build a road, you give either a name or a number. Moment you plant a tree, you know what tree or the plant is coming. So that name is there. Each and everything is having a name. Without the name or the number is also name. So without that, we cannot think of anything. And when we think in that, immediately we compare with something else. Connected. Otherwise, it won't register in our intellect. It is impossible. But Sat Chit Ananda, Asti, Bhati, Priya. Asti, Bhati and Priya. That is also Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, knowledge, bliss. You cannot give any name to it. And naturally, there is no Rupa. The Nama and Rupa, name and form, are absent. There is also existence. Another is with Nama and Rupa. Now they say, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though he has not explained anything, but actually he wanted to say that not Advaita, not Vedanta, but Krishna and the Vishnu. So this is a very confusing, because Acharya Shankara is telling, as an Advaita point of view, what you see is your creation. So naturally the Jagat that we see is a creation. A person was moving, and I thought, oh my God, he may come and snatch my things, or he may attack me on this and that. I am thinking, but maybe that he is a very good friend. Afterwards, I come to know. So I am imposing something on somebody or something, some idea, and that is reflecting in my mind. And that is the Jagat for me. That's why some people all the time doubting, that's a doubting Thomas, that English phrase, constantly doubting, is he good, is he, they cannot be happy. So all these experiences, so the one thing is Vedanta, And the Vedanta, there are three groups again. The one is Madhva, another that Ramanujacharya and Shankaracharya. All are Vedanta, end of the knowledge, but explained by three different views. Madhva said that consciousness is nothing but God, because he is creating. When he is creating, so obviously he is also having the plan, program. Otherwise, how he will create? So when he is creating, that creator cannot be the creation. It is not possible. The creator and creation are totally different. That's Madhva's view. And that is called Dvaita, two. In between comes Ramanuja. He said, it is true, the creator and the creation, and they are also separate, but it is not that the creation and the creator is not having any relation. That is wrong. It is not like the carpenter and the wood. The carpenter is preparing a table out of wood, and the creation and the creator are totally different. Creation can never become carpenter. Table can never become carpenter. Carpenter can never become a table. But they have a relation. What is the relation? Creator and the creation. So Madhva's idea is this. Shankara says, nothing doing. The God created it out of his own. Why? What is this? Divine Leela. He wished. Ekaham bahushyamavi. I am one, I like to be many. So that is why he created. With what he created? In the Veda you will find again and again the disciples are asking the gurus, from what tree or wood this world was created? Which forest? From where the God collected the wood? Because in those days everything was wood. So naturally they were asking, they are not asking about the iron or the steel or something else, the wood. So this question is coming, what is the material? Where from he got the material? The Christian mythology, the same question continuing for 2000 years. What is the material? And the Monday God created the year, the Tuesday God created. I don't know the way of the serial way, but the Monday, Tuesday, then Sunday he took rest. That was good. So at least we get some 1 day vacation. So this is the way. But the question is, where from he got the material? What was the material? The Vedanta says it was only one. It was only one and nothing else was there. What was there? Only the consciousness. And in that consciousness, there is no ripples. Ripple comes only when there is guna, sattva, raja and tama. I am just touching the points. And when the ripples came, then the creation also came. From where? From the Chaitanya. And what he wanted to think, he thought, I am alone, let me be many. And he became many. Out of what? Out of that consciousness itself. And that is why in the Upanishad says, Tad Srishtva, Tad means this universe. Srishtva, after creating, Tadeva Anupravishat. Because this universe is nothing but the matter. But in the matter there is consciousness. How the consciousness can come? So the consciousness itself entered into it. So that is called Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. Now Ramanuja said it is true. So the Shankara is telling, I am God, Aham Brahmasmi. And Ramanuja said, okay, that is also true to some extent, but we have limitations. So naturally, I am fire, but it's a very small, tiny spark. I am fire, I have been created out of fire, and I am out of fire now. I am a spark having all the properties of fire, but still I am out of fire. So that is the Madhya Pantha. So naturally, That's called Ramanuja Vishishta Advaita, qualified monism. And Madhva said no, are totally different. This all your Semitic religion, the Semitic religions are following the Madhva views only. The Islam, the Christianity, the Judaism, God is separate, I am separate. Now what Chaitanya did, now the very wonderful thing is Chaitanya never said anything about it. He was a Dasanami Sampradaya sannyasi. His only concern was to establish the religion, the morality, the righteousness among the masses. And how that can be done? So there is simplest way only to take the name of God, and that will slowly purify the mind. The moment the mind is purified, there the reflection of God itself will come. That was his theory. So he didn't say anything. But afterwards, his group, they developed the Vaishnava theory, and they say Gaudiya Vaishnava Mata. It is the Gaudiya Vaishnava, not all the Vaishnavas, they are accepting it. In the southern side, they don't accept it. So they say it was taken from Gaudiya Vaishnava, and they give quotations, because in one time in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in his biography, they have given some slokas quoting from him. He is telling, I will take 2 points from Ramanuja, 2 points from Madhva, 2 points from Nimbark, and like that, and this is the total. Now his concern was only to establish dharma, righteousness, bring back the confidence about faith, the God, and nothing else. But the philosophy afterwards that has come, that is called this. What is that? Achinta, Bheda, Abheda, Vada. Achinta means unthinkable. You cannot cognize it, it is impossible. Bheda, division. Abheda, union. Vada is the philosophy. Now they say it is true we are separate, but it is again true that we can become one. So this is Achinta Veda Abheda. Abheda, there is no difference. I can become God. Why? Because God wants that. If the God wants that I should be like Him, I will be like Him. But it depends on God's will, not on me. So this is the difference between this philosophy, Achinta, Bheda, Abheda. Bheda, we are different. Abheda, there is a possibility to become one, but it is not in your control, it is the control of the God. So what you should do? Go on calling on Him, praying to Him, and then only some day will come when you will merge. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he merged in that. In one time, one of his disciples, he said, you are a Dasanami Sampradaya Vedantavadi sannyasi. Why instead of reading the Vedanta book, why you are going on taking the name of Lord all the time? And sarcastically Chaitanya replied, I was such a fool. My Guru understood that I will never understand Vedanta. That is why he gave me the name of Krishna. And he told, go on repeating this name and you will become purified. See, making him at the cost of his own, he is telling, any fool can realize God by repeating the name of Krishna, the God. And he said, I was a fool. My teacher understood that, so he said that you did not to go about that. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was a great teacher, and teacher of Vedanta only. So naturally it is not Sri Ramakrishna. He never attended any school. Chaitanya attended the school and he was a teacher himself. He had his own school. And he defeated so many great scholars in those days. But when he is telling, my teacher understood that I am a fool, and he said, you need not to bother about the Vedanta, you repeat the name of God. And so I am doing that. So he is repeating the name of God. Slowly, slowly, the mind becomes totally purified. Once, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going, he saw all people are cutting jokes and having fun, looking at a person who is reading the Bhagavad Gita, trying to read the Bhagavad Gita in a very wrong way. Pronunciation was incorrect, but he was going on crying while he is reading the Bhagavad Gita. The Mahaprabhu went near him and said, "Sir, why you are crying? Are you understanding the real meaning of the Bhagavad Gita?" He said, "No, I don't know Sanskrit. I cannot understand even a single word. But only thing, the moment I am reading it, I can see the Lord, the Krishna, the great God taking that form. He is serving his devotee. And that's why I cannot control my tears, seeing the compassion of the great God. If you call God, and the God will take care of you." So that is the compassion. So Krishna, the name, or the Rama, the name of God is nothing but God himself. That is the wonderful sayings of Sri Ramakrishna. The name of God is God himself. Then if you are repeating the name of God, your mind is becoming pure. What is that purity? Again, two things. One, dispassion and attachment. You are becoming totally detached for the worldly things and attached and attracted towards godly things. The more and more it goes on, then only. So that is why the people, they are taking the name of God without knowing. Little effect should be there, always, whether you know or not. But knowingly if we do this, effect is excellent. So thank you, friends, thank you, devotees. The name of Lord is name God himself. So when we are taking the name of Hare Krishna, the Krishna, that qualities, those qualities should come. What is those qualities? Dispassion. The God came and he gave up everything. He could be the supreme Lord of the whole world, and he had that power, but he never accepted anything. He got the tremendous love and respect from the gopis, gopas and gopis. He gave up that too. He had everything, he left everything. There was no attachment, but he had great compassion. Whoever called on him, immediately he went there to help. When the Arjuna told, "Shishyasteham sadimam tam prapannam," I am your disciple, please help me. Immediately he helped him. And that was his quality. Today also the same thing. And that was demonstrated in the life of Sri Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his wife Vishnupriya Devi, when he left, Vishnupriya Devi, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu died, passed away, and afterwards Vishnupriya Devi made an image of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the wood of that particular tree under which he was born, that neem tree, still there in the Nadia. If you go now, slowly the Nadia, that the whole area has been captured by the Krishna consciousness people, and they are doing in a different way. So that is another thing. But the Vaishnavas are very, very humble. Very, very humble. Why? Because they know that God is there, present everywhere. That is the reason they are very humble. And the Mahaprabhu said, "Trinadopi sunichena taroriva sahishnuta amanina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi." Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, ahamkar jodi chole jai, if the ahankar is moved, gone, then everything you have achieved. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling the same thing, that assuming ourselves smaller than the straw, trinadopi sunichena, tayoriba sahishnuta, and being more tolerant than the trees. He again said, be like a tree always. When someone is cutting the branches, still the tree is giving the shade on him. So like that, amanina manadena, respecting others every moment, every time. And kirtaniya sada harihi, how to compress, how to eradicate the ego? By going on taking the name of God, and that is the secret. And he said, if you can get that, that is one, that is the practice. And dispassion, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kabitamba jagadisha kamaye. Hey Jagat Isha, O the Lord of the universe, I don't want anything of this world. But I want one thing, momo janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhakti ahaitukitoi. I wish to have the causeless devotion. There is no reason why I am loving you. I just love you. I am loving you because of this. No. One young lady, she has come to Paris. She is studying something now. I knew her when she was a little. And she called me and told, Swamiji, I think I have to bribe God. Why? What happened? Because she told, the exam is coming and my brain is not working properly, and I think I am going on praying to God, but God is not listening to me. I think I have to bribe God by giving him sweets and fruits and all. I told you can bribe, no problem. Send those things to me. So I wish to have causeless devotion. I don't have any cause for you in my all future births. Momo janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhakti. So that is, these are the Shikshastakam, and I only read from the one or two. These are the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The wonderful way he always said, whether he embraces me or as a devotee or not. The last sloka he says, whether he, the God, embraces me as a devotee or not, whether he appears before me or not, whether he accepts me as his own or not, the Krishna is my Lord and no one else. The Krishna is my Lord and no one else. So that is called that once I love God for no reason. That the same thing we hear in the words of the lady saint, and she told, Mere Mere to Giridhar Lal. Thank you very much. And let us say, and the word that really was appreciated by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Sri Ramakrishna also, that is only the name of Hari. So if you say Hari Bol, that's called just to repeat the name of Hari. Let us say Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So if you go to Vrindavan, you will always find that they are raising both the hands. Hari, why you know? Like a baby, he wants to climb on the lap of the mother and always cry, showing the hand that take me on your lap. So they also showed like this, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Swamiji, how he got name Chaitanya?
The Chaitanya, that name was given by his guru, the Chaitanya. The Chaitana, consciousness, so that from Chaitanya.
There's is a popular bhajan, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It started from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as people say.
At this actually, this is the same name he used to. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. The constantly people they sing, and that saved the Hindus from the onslaught of the Muslims. Yesterday, I gave a talk, and there I gave the historical background a little. So how we were tortured, how the things were happening. Now it has become so difficult to speak about that. Immediately they brand you as something radical Hindus. This is the history. So that is the problem. So anyway, so that was really, but still we survived. Why you know? Because of these avatars. When the Muslim onslaught came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. And just by name. And in the Uttar Bharat, that Goswami Tulsidas ji, Ram Nam, boss. There Ram Nam, and he saved the whole society. If you ask the society, go and meditate, do this, do that, they don't have any time, because they were slaves. They were somehow surviving. So the only way they could survive, only take the name of God and that will be all right. That was the wonderful way to save the religion. Rama Nama, Rama Nama, Rama Nama. So Goswami Tulsidas ji influenced so much. In the southern belt, the Muslim could not enter, and not much of Christian influences. And that's why they could retain that Hinduism. But the problem was they became very, very rigid. Even the rigidity is still now going on. That is the problem. They won't allow anybody to go. So they used to always have to open up the body, all the dress, because they used like to check whether he is from other religion or not. Now also when you go, open up everything, and I told I won't go. From distance I will offer my pranam. Who is going to? Everybody is perspiring, and then they are rubbing each other's body. That is not possible.
He accepted Javan Haridas in his fold, right?
And then,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very open.
of course, that we already talked already. That he accepted not only the Javan Haridas, so many other Muslims also accepted him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, that is present day condition. So that was the influence in the northern India, that Goswami Tulsidas ji, and eastern India, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So someone or other, they came and they protected the Hinduism. But if we notice, they were all realized souls. They were all dedicated people. And even in that guru of our king, Shivaji Maharaj, he was also sannyasi. Guru Ramdas, he was a sannyasin. And he was giving only the advices to the king. You go and do like this. So that's why when the religion goes in the hand of others except the sannyasins, and that too a real tyagi, a real renouncer, then it is very difficult. The moment there is something they are thinking in the name of religion, trying to get something or make a profit from the society, whether it is a name or money or whatever, we have to be very cautious about that person. That brings the ruin to the religion. So thank you.
At the same time, the Pushtimark Guru Mahaprabhu ji, he also born at the same time.
Balvacharya.
And they were conversing at the Ganga's place.
Okay. Any question you like to have?
Swamiji, do you mind if we just chant the 12th chapter of the Gita?
Oh yeah.
End with it?
Very good.
Because it's our Gurudev's birthday today too. So
Who is here?
Shilaji, picture
Oh yes. Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga. That will be very good. Oh, what is his name?
Harihar Maharaj.
Harihar Maharaj.
Swami Harihar.
Harihar ji, acha. Hari.
He did only Gita Prachar.
Yeah, he did only Gita, nothing else.
He was well learned.
This who gave to this? No, Shivananda. He was a great yogi. Acha. He is.
He was yogi too.
Yeah, he is just a different.
Yeah. He has a three guru. One guru was Lokmanya Tilak for Gita. And Raj Gopal.
डंडे वाले स्वामी जो नर्मदा वाले थे.
नर्मदा वाले डंडे वाले स्वामी वो उनके योग विद्या सिखाई थी वो. He learned in 3 days all योग विद्यास, समाधि स्टोना सब everything, सारी योग विद्या 3 days. And then he was a freedom fighter up to age 40. Yeah. In a sannyasi way. Okay, we do the 12th chapter? Yeah. Okay. Vasudevam Devam